Cobweb, how are you going to want to talk about tomorrow's recording? We haven't even done today's recording, which is It's a Wonderful Knife.
I don't even want to talk about this movie tonight.
What? Oh, my God. It's a Wonderful Knife.
It's a Wonderful Knife.
Before we get into it, how are you doing? You doing all right today?
I'm doing pretty good today, bro. Actually, I'm feeling pretty lovely, you know. I'm getting ready for this holiday season and enjoying my family, you know, coming by and stuff like that from time to time, you know. Spending time with, you know, the loved ones, you know. People that count, like you guys.
Awesome. That's cool. This is our first day of break. We got some time off coming up right now. Deb's dealing with some issues. I'm dealing with some issues. I'm one of the issues she's dealing with. But
aren't we all, Deb?
Wait.
Aren't we all?
Let's talk about it real quick. All our social medias are cast of the pod.
You put them there.
All our social medias are cast of the pod. Shout out to our patrons over at patreon.com/castofthepod. That's Mike, Sean, Matt, Aaron, Brendan up at Upkick MMA. I need to get Aaron's IG so we can put up his tattoo business going right there. We need to talk to Matt, Sean, and Mike if they want us to throw anything out there too. But yeah, shout out to Club 3P. Y'all are the best.
I know, right?
This is.
Hey, yo! I gotta send this one out. I gotta send a shout out to my boy TV in the house. I know he's out there listening. So I know he's
like
been
TV.
Yeah, like TV. Yeah,
What's up, TV? Shout out. You know what else we haven't been pushing lately?
What is up?
The phone number.
Bro, I've been back on that phone number stuff in the post. Have you guys ever seen any of the stuff that I've been posting on social media? I started putting a phone number in there again. Has anybody called the phone number?
The phone number has been dry. Just dry. But for those of y'all that are old enough to remember how to use a phone, right? And see how it's got numbers and letters. I forgot how much of a genius I am. I, Mr. 33.4, Josh, so I got 33.4% of Cast of the Pod, am a genius. And when I set up this number, what's the number, Cobweb? Do you know it by heart?
Is it 786-283-74?
Nope.
No, wait.
Nope. Don't get people confused.
No, it's
786 763 2278. But you know what the easiest way to remember it is? Why I am a super genius. That I forgot how genius I am. All you gotta do is remember 786 podcast.
Wow, my mind's blown.
763 spells pod. 2278 spells cast.
I did not know this.
786 podcast.
When were you going to tell us this? When were you going to say this?
I was going to tell everybody that a year ago when I came up with it, but I forgot it. There's just so much this melon of mine can hold up in here. And yeah.
Deb.
Some shit gets pushed to the back to make sense for the other stuff. And yeah, I forget. It happens.
Is this what we're going to be on tonight, Deb?
Mm-hmm.
This is where we're at today. This is exactly where we're at today. He's really out here flossing this 0.4 over our heads already. You
should have heard him yesterday. Yesterday was worse. Yes, yesterday was worse. Just between me and him, he was worse.
Yep. Who hit my mic?
You hit your mic. You out here grandstanding over here like you having a freaking parade. And me and Deb are trying to have a podcast episode.
It's a Wonderful Knife on Shudder. Shudder needs to be sponsoring this and shit. I'm going to just say that right now. It's a wonderful knife.
They should give us something considering I'm paying them money, actually. And their service is not. Let me stop.
Whoa. Hey, whoa. Dude, as me and Deborah have the arguments of which streaming services we need to cancel, Shudder is #1 on my list to keep. That's on my don't touch list. Leave that shit alone list.
Yeah.
Shudder would be there.
Yeah, Shudder is there for you people, okay?
What do you mean, you people?
Oh shit, Josh, do me a favor, man, before we get any farther, bro.
What?
Could you please hit the intro?
Warning. This podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence, and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. However, if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
Oh, I guess it would help if I unmuted my microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Wait, this podcast is not intended for the ears of children. If you're not grown, you should be gone. And yeah, this is a safe space for those of us that are us. And like some things might get said that might be a little offensive to some lighter hearted people. Happier, I don't want to say happier hearted, but I mean, they were warned. The accoutrement. Bro, it's all in there, encompassed in the accoutrement. We say some shit.
Let me tell you something right now, bro. I watched this movie, and
now you're going straight into the movie.
No, I'm just saying because most of this stuff that we're going to be talking about is going to revolve around this movie, which is called "It's a Wonderful Knife," right? Which is a great title for a movie, a great title for a horror slasher movie. And you know something. I love you guys.
Okay. Love you too, bro.
Love you too.
Happy holidays.
Are you stopping? Are you stopping yourself from something?
What are you trying to say? Let me put the background music on. Can y'all hear the music?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you trying to say, Cobweb?
I'm trying to mend my ways. Because Deb says that sometimes I just come out of the blue and just start really crapping on movies for no apparent reason, and just be like, hey, this movie just needs to be, I feel like I gotta just shit on a movie because I feel like I can today, and I really don't, but sometimes she thinks that I do, and I've heard people say that Ken, you just Cobweb, you do what you do. So I'm trying to start this year off, going into this next year, trying to be in a more positive attitude about these movies.
Hey, but that's what the review is about, right? Your opinion. So you give your opinion, I'll give my opinion, Josh will give his opinion. No matter how much you shit on movies sometimes, you shit on them all you want.
I understand. Ooh, this movie here.
So let's get into the MDib before you start talking shit. I mean, It's a Wonderful Knife, 2023, rated R, 1 hour, 27 minutes. After saving her town from a psychotic killer, Winnie Carruthers' life is less than wonderful. When she wishes she'd never been born, she finds herself in a nightmare parallel universe where, without her, things could be much, much worse. Director Tyler McIntyre, writer Michael Kennedy, stars Jane Widdrup, Joe McHale, and my cousin, Justin Long. Yeah. Where are we going, Cobweb? You want to start off?
Pretty much anybody in that movie I actually never heard of before.
You never heard of Justin Long?
No.
You never heard of Joel... What's his name?
Joel McHale.
I forgot his name. Huh?
Nope.
From Talk Soup back in the day. Justin Long was in Barbarian. Justin Long was in Tusk. Justin Long was in like a bajillion other things. We've talked about movies with Justin in them.
Yep.
And he played who did he play?
The
mayor.
Oh, he was the mayor?
He was the he was the kid in Daryl, and he was Daryl in Jeepers Creepers. He was the kid from Live Free, Die Hard. He was the kid in Galaxy Quest. Let's see, recently, what else has he been in?
He was in Galaxy Quest?
Yep, Clerks 3, Clerks 2.
Is that the way he was supposed to look all the time? Like he was supposed to, or that was just the makeup? Like he's supposed to look like he was like all plastic and fake?
He was supposed to look like an asshole.
He was supposed to look like that. Like a douchebag.
Whenever you see him in a movie, I will say this. 95% of the time, he's going to be an asshole because he's a good asshole. That's all I'm saying.
That's a hidden talent. To recognize your true talent of being an asshole and being able to exploit it. Exploiting assholism is a very slept-on trait in this country. I mean, I know. Let me stop. I'm going to be really nice. Woo!
Nobody even noticed my new background or nothing like that?
I noticed your new background, Josh. I told you it looks really nice.
It's just a gray curtain.
Did you guys notice the album I changed today?
I can't see any. Hold on. Let me stretch out your screen over here on my side. Deborah, can you see it?
No.
Sign your name across my heart. I want you to be my lady. Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Don't ask me what pulled it out.
That should have been a Patreon exclusive right there. The dulcet tones, the velvety vocal ear massage that I just gave everybody. If you're listening to that in your headphones, you're welcome.
With Deborah too? That was like, it was unreal, you know? That was like, what's old girl's name? With the Gibb guy? Andy, with the Gibbs guy that sang that song, that album together or something like that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It is something. I have to look it back up. Trust me, I'll find it out.
You guys see Wonderful Knife, the R-rated Shudder film starring Justin Long, not Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Anything.
I know it's Darby.
All right. I'm gonna do my best. I'm doing my best.
So, hold on, real quick. Got a special little treat for y'all. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but
what do we got here?
Dun, dun, dun. There's Justin going right there.
What did you eat?
And there is the prerequisite stab from the back of the head that every movie's gonna have to have now. Somebody gets stabbed, and the candy cane goes. I'm choked up. Hold on. I forgot to bring my face back as I was talking. Sorry about that.
I was thinking that too. I was like, is he ever gonna come back on?
Yeah. So now we can talk cool. about the trailer while we're potting and all that shit. Go back and forth.
Hey, that's pretty good.
First of all,
the movie starts off. You're in a little town, and you see that Justin Long is the realtor that's buying up everything. It's very Gremlins-like, where there's one holdout left.
Talk and they over me.
What happened? What?
I was in the middle of saying something. You just started talking over me.
I'm choking to death over here, and I'm trying to podcast at the same time. You expect me to think and speak and breathe all at once? Go ahead. What
I was just going to say before you started talking was that the killer, I loved his outfit or her outfit. Its outfit, whatever, the costume. Okay, you may continue.
And that's more important than the description of what's happening?
Yes, because I started saying it right after the trailer.
That's true.
And we just saw.
Really did. Yeah, I like the killer's outfit too, but I didn't seem like it was very practical. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Deb. That guy's drag cleaning bill had to be fucking intense.
We will get into what's special and awesome or not awesome about this costume in a little bit. We're trying to have a podcast here, peoples.
Man, you see how right? Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
You see, he's all that. He's doing all that. He's doing it again, Deb.
Go with me. Grow with me. Follow me as we get through. It's a Wonderful Knife, please. I'm asking.
He's
as we go through Cast of the Pods Christmas Spectacular. What?
All right. I promised that I was going to be good today, Josh. Scott's honor. I promise. I'm going to be nice. I'm trying. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to see this is what really goes on behind the scenes at Cast of the Pod. Josh, he really does throw his 0.4% around when he wants to.
Yep.
See how tough it is out here? Yep. And so if you guys really want to, try to tip the scales here, you can subscribe to the Patreon and you can get a boost right here and just tell them that Cobweb or Deb sent you, and you definitely could tip the scales in our favor. I'm just saying, though.
Yep. And I'm just agreeing, though.
So
help us,
Justin Long,
help us help you.
Yes.
There are a lot of things about this movie that you do not. I don't recommend seeing that. You've been warned. You've already been warned. I kind of don't want to show you the trailer because the trailer gives away a lot. It's like, and it doesn't give you. It gives away so much, but it doesn't. There's so much in this movie that's still not going to happen. But you have been warned. We spoil the shit out of it, and like we've been talking the past couple episodes, our podcast has a big following of people that aren't necessarily into horror, which is quite all right because y'all are here chilling with us, and that's good. And we're going to break it down in the way that we talk about it. It's conversational. This is episode 101. We're starting it's not a new season, but we're on to a new century of podcasts. So in case there's any new people there, I'm kind of just breaking this. If you're wondering, Deb, Cobweb, why I'm talking this way, why this is going on, this is for any new viewers, any new listeners. Welcome to the pod. We're glad you're here. And to everybody that's been here for these past bajillion episodes, yes, you.
Hey, Deb.
Are you done yet?
Deb, how you doing?
What was that?
I don't know. He just goes off on those tangents. I heard that too. Sound like a
giant robot outside. You heard that?
Oh, okay. I was like,
right now something was like bonk, bonk. It sounded like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz when he knocked on
that
like
was
boom,
scary.
boom. It sounded empty. But it sounded like the giant robot, Vin Diesel. No.
I didn't hear it. It scared me.
Iron Giant.
Oh, that was a good show.
It scared me.
It was better than that movie that we just saw.
Okay,
that's not true
so
in my
back
opinion.
to it. In this movie, it's a small town. How do they make these small towns that have multiple streets and it's out in the middle of the mountains? But they it's like a small city. It's not a small town. It's a big town, small city, and it kind of reminds me of. It's funny because we watched Bloody Christmas, right? Is that the one that I was thinking of? Which is the one that reminds me of Back to the Future? No.
Totally Killer.
Totally Killer.
Totally Killer.
It was very Back to the Future. And this movie is the horror Back to the Future 2, in my opinion. Now we just need a cowboy horror movie, so it'll be Back to the Future 3.
That's how you saw this movie?
Kind of,
the
yes.
First half of this movie, yes, that's how I saw this movie. I did not know what to expect. We read the byline last podcast, hadn't seen the trailer or anything like that. Saw the movie, then I saw the trailer, and I was like, why did they show this trailer like this? But so they're in this town. Go ahead.
I thought
the movie. We're 20 minutes into the podcast.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh. Go ahead. Jeez.
Okay, we ready? We good, Deb? You good over there?
I'm just freaking myself out.
Why? What are you doing?
I just heard like a kid's voice right now through the mic. That's why I turned. I was like,
for those of y'all who don't know what a cucuy is the boogeyman.
Mm-hmm.
El cucuy.
And we're supposed to be talking about what now again?
It's a wonderful knife. That's right. Thanks, Cobweb. Ooh, man.
Man, I'm telling you, there's a reason why, man. A reason why. Bro.
Bringing the car, bringing the bus back onto the highway.
Let me break this down. And I'm going to break this down to everybody out there. And here it is.
Go for it. This
movie is supposed to be like a parody movie. Another parody movie we got here, ladies and gentlemen. But it's a parody movie of the great movie It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a contrast and comparison, a theme and variation, if you will.
Right. So it's basically like the concept of like It's a Wonderful Life, but it's like in a horror situation. That's what the whole thing is about. She ends up doing some stuff, where it gets really hairy, and it doesn't start making any sense like any of the other movies. So I'm just saying, you guys really like this movie. Obviously, I can tell.
I love this movie.
Let's get that out of the package right now, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you things what's wrong with this movie as we go through this, and I'm not gonna say it until you get there. I promise you, I'm not gonna say what I don't like until you get there. So you need to start as soon as possible talking about this movie that made no damn sense at all. None.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, though, I don't care anymore, Josh. Spoiler alert.
Are you going to say Dosh?
Yeah, I heard that. The amalgamated two-headed beast of Josh and Deb, he just named it Dosh.
Yeah.
Dosh.
Yeah, it is. And it has to be tonight because you guys are not going to...
movie, there are two movies in this movie. There are two universes in this movie when you look at it, right? So in the main story, that's when you get into the Gremlins section of it, where the grandpa and the granddaughter, and they're like, nope, not going to sell out the house. This has been the house for generations. And when I die, it's going to go to my granddaughter, and it's going to be her house. And then Justin Douchebag Long is like, oh, really? And Joe McHale, the guy, he used to be in Talk Soup, right?
Yeah.
Is that what? Joe McHale, who's been in a bajillion other things. He's been in some horror movies. He's been in Becky. We're gonna do the movie Becky and Wrath of Becky pretty soon. That's on my list. But anyways, what were we doing? Oh yeah. And you find out Joe McHale's the dad to the main character, right? And he always gets pulled into work somehow. The main character's name is Winnie Carruthers, and the dad is David Carruthers. Mr. Waters is Justin Long, and it's Christmas Eve. He has to work. They go to the grandpa's house, and they're like, let's sell the house. He's like, nope, not going to do it. And the granddaughter's like, I'm going to go meet my boyfriend. We're going out to the town little square where we do the Christmas Eve stuff. And he's like, bye, I love you. She's like, bye, I love you. It's like, oh, grandpa and granddaughter have a good relationship, and everything's cool and all that. They're going to die.
Yep.
As soon as they show how important they are, they're going to die. And Justin Long's like, really? Indeed.
He's like, be safe.
Yeah, he was kind of being his asshole shelf right there. I'm not going to front.
Yes. Granddaughter gets there. I think her name is Kara, and she gets to the party with her friend Winnie, the main character in the movie, and they meet their boyfriends. And as soon as Kara and her boyfriend run off to the side, that's the clip that we just showed in the trailer, where he gets stabbed by the candy cane through the neck and he dies. And then she runs off, and even before that, there's a knock on the door at the house, right?
Oh,
Grandpa
yeah.
opens
Before
the door. You don't see nothing. There's like a snowman there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a very nice jump scare, because he's like, why is there a snowman here? And then all of a sudden, the first time you see the killer, you're like 3 minutes into the movie, just bursts through, boom, dressed all in white like Cobra Commander mask, but instead of being mirrored, it's white, and just looks like an angel. And they call him the Angel in the movie.
Yeah.
And tackles Grandpa, puts a knife on his throat, boom, done. No fighting, no anything like that. Just done.
The way he jumped was just nice too.
It was a good
out.
jump scare.
Well,
I literally jumped. I jumped in that part.
Yes, Deb was like, ah!
It was
I was
good.
like, I like this movie already.
That was pretty tight. I'm not going to front. I just felt like, it seemed kind of weird to me, I mean, what it reminded me of is that, what's that Marvel movie that was on Disney Plus not too long ago?
Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's the first thing I saw. When I thought of, I was like, it threw me as a comparison to that.
I can see that. That's a good contrast in comparison. But the reference that they're supposed to be doing is an homage, if you will, to Scream, because Ghostface's original costume was supposed to be a plain white face and that's why he was a ghost, with a white shroud instead of black with the traditional Ghostface mask.
Oh, that's pretty
cool. So how you see Angel in this movie is how Ghostface was originally supposed to be.
No, I didn't know that at all. Now that's something new to me.
You know.
Yeah.
And the more you know.
Yes. No. Shh, that's somebody else's. Now you know.
Oh, now you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
One day we'll get the. You know, I can't ever get enough of that. Can't ever get enough of that. It was a pretty good jump, though. I'm not gonna front, and I thought it was a pretty good kill. I mean, it was nice and clean, but that's what threw me off right there, because I was like I said, that's a lot of blood, and he was very clean. I didn't see this dude not getting out one drop of blood on him pretty much this whole movie.
Nah, that's not true.
Wait, that's not true.
Not as much as he should have. He should have had more blood.
Two different universes. Hold on, we'll get there.
That's right. Keep it going.
So, I didn't think they were going to kill the granddaughter, especially that early in the movie. And she got it bad. She runs up to the window of the local town diner. It's funny because they show these towns that have like 20 streets across and 15 streets the other direction, but they only have that one town diner where everybody meets at. It's like,
well, maybe that's just the favorite restaurant everybody hangs out at.
Yeah,
I know back in the day.
No, Deb, it's like all these vampire, that WB show you used to watch with the immortal vampire guys and that one girl that became a vampire. Mm-hmm. And which one is that?
Vampire Diaries?
Yeah, they had that big ass town and only one place to eat.
Because that was their favorite place.
Okay. Yeah.
They went from high school.
Exactly.
That was their high school meetup.
Where else would they go?
Just staying there.
So anyways, granddaughter Kara gets up to the glass, and right as soon as she's there, right?
She's all banging.
She's banging on the glass. Let me in. And then he just comes up, whack, stabs her. I thought it was Christmas, Bloody Christmas. He got her like 16, 17 times.
He did hack her up pretty nasty. And it wasn't like she wasn't like banging on the door and they weren't coming. Because as soon as they saw something was up, they got up and ran out there. But he just went to work so fast, it was nothing you could do about it. And he was gone. How
come she didn't run to the door?
She was scared, Deb, and it was in the script. But
like I see a lot of in these movies that they go and they run at the door. The window.
What I liked about this movie, and I'm just joking about it's in the script. We're not going to be that way. But in this movie, going into their universe, like I'm saying, there's two different universes. And in this first one that you realize is very grounded, very down to earth, very it could happen to any of us type situations, right? The dock. Hold on. That's a transition point. That's not the same thing. You're talking about the Aurora Borealis?
No, I'm talking about the scene when he was chasing her. When he's chasing the granddaughter down the street.
That was good. I didn't really want to talk about it because I didn't want to spoil it for anybody. But she's on the dock, right? And it's after the boyfriend gets killed, and this is the granddaughter Caro that we're talking about. And he stabbed her through the arm. Like she went to block
was ugly.
And he went through the arm, and it looked real. And it's just like, oh, and then she's there, and he's gone. And she's like, what's going on? And she's there on the dock, and then the knife comes up through and it stabs her through the hand. And then it almost gets the other hand, and she starts running off. And as she's running, he's like stabbing through the...
Why did he... I don't understand. Why would he do that? Why would he get...
Cool.
Why would he get underneath the dock for water in that all-white suit and not get wet?
Because he...
And is this dude a ninja? Explain it to me.
Was there water under there? Because we have a lot of lakes that are not full.
It was because of the snow. It was leading to that area. So he was underneath.
Okay. So it could have been like ice.
So it wasn't like water underneath it. It was a wooden walkway. Okay.
Why?
There was no water underneath the... There was no water under there. That's how come he didn't get wet.
Enjoy the movie. Suspend disbelief
Okay, I'm
for a little bit.
trying.
Just jump into the world. We are not watching a documentary. We are releasing. As soon as you see Shudder across the screen, that's when you're like, I am in their world. I am not in my world.
You're right, Josh. Like I said, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying.
Whenever you start one of these movies, Cobweb, do this exercise for me. As soon as you start one of these movies, pause it and then look at how much time's left. And it says an hour and 27 minutes, 32 seconds. Tell yourself, for an hour and 27 minutes and 32 seconds, I am in their world. Not in mine. In their world.
That's so hard. You do that,
I'm going to tell you a true story.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you a true story.
Go for it, Deb.
My dad, if he watches a movie that he's really into, you cannot get his attention. And one time I was trying to, like, we were going to have dinner and it was ready. And I was calling him and he was just like sitting there looking at the movie. And I was like, Dad. Until I went like, and shook him and he was like, oh, what? And I said, dinner's ready. I'm like, what's the matter with you? And he was like, I'm sorry, I was into the movie. And I said, okay, but you didn't hear me? He said, no, because when he watches a movie, he's in the movie.
Into the movie.
Like, he's in there. Like, he's watching it through a point of view of, like, and it's true. Like, you can't get his attention.
That is not the story I thought you were going to tell. Can I tell the story that I thought you were going to tell? About Guardians of the Galaxy?
Wait, so he's like that. So he's like that kid in that Willy Wonka movie. What's that kid with the TV that gets all he got into the TV because he's right?
Mike TV.
Mike TV.
Yeah.
Mike TV. Yeah. So he goes into the movie.
Yes.
That's how you know he really likes it.
He pays attention to movies and he shows respect to the creators and the directors and the sound people and the gaffers and at every level because he gets into the movies. But quick side story. Let's hit the brakes. Jump out of It's a Wonderful Night for a second. Let me tell you a story about my awesome father-in-law. So for some strange reason, many years ago, my mother-in-law is like, I want to see that Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And it's like, what? You don't like superhero movies or anything like that? She's like, I want to see the movie. So we take her and we took your dad to the first movie, right?
Yes, because we didn't want to be mean.
We didn't want to be mean. And we saw Guardians of the Galaxy. Deb's mom loves it. Great. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 comes out, right? Which is my favorite one out of the three of them, to be honest with you.
It was good.
And we take both of them to the movie. And then afterwards, it was like, man, that movie was great, blah, blah, blah. Deb's mom was like, I loved it. Deb's like, I loved it. And we tell Deborah's dad, what'd you think about it? And he was like, it wasn't very realistic. Like, what? He's like, I couldn't get into it. It wasn't realistic like Planet of the Apes or Godzilla.
Yeah. I agree.
No, he loves Planet of the Apes and then the old school Godzillas. And then the remakes, the guy from Breaking Bad. He likes those.
Okay,
but
so what's the problem?
Guardians of the Galaxy was not realistic like Planet of the Apes and Godzilla.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where there's a whole planet taken over by talking apes.
Right.
And a giant 40-story realistic fire-breathing dragon.
And these are the people that say that the Earth is not flat, right? Just because you don't see it, Josh, doesn't mean it's not there.
I don't know where he went, Deb.
I don't either.
He took a left in Albuquerque.
We took a right.
we made a right somewhere else. I'm talking about my father-in-law, not why he didn't enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy.
I get it, but I mean, he understands what's reality to him, What's realistic to him, it didn't seem feasible, It was just completely over the top for him. I get that sometimes. So people watch things, they be like, man, this is just too crazy for me. I can understand that. With this movie, I can understand that too.
Okay.
Kudos.
So, back to It's a Wonderful Night.
It kind of backfired.
So, what's her name? The blonde one. Winnie. She's by herself, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the angel's trying to kill her too. and then she gets saved by her brother.
Yeah, that was tight.
And he's about to kill her brother, and he's pushing the knife down, and he's about to shove it like right into his eye to kill him. And earlier in the movie, they showed what did they jumpstart with the battery and the cables? Was it the Christmas lights, or they started the generator? They started the generator for Christmas lights.
Yes, that's how they got the power for the party.
Yes. So she takes the jumper cables and sticks them on the angel's shoulders, starts shocking him, kills him, takes off the mask, and as you see in the trailer, it's Justin Long. Let's go back to that.
That was a lot of blood. He didn't have a drop on him. What an asshole.
What is Christmas story?
So my problem is they show you that right then and there in the first few seconds of the trailer.
Let me tell you why they do this. Because the cat is out of the bag. I keep telling you because it's not the fact that you already know what the killer is. It's the fact that it's what leads up to the whole situation in the different universe. You know, to put it in that frankly, because you know it's like It's a Wonderful Life, but it's a wonderful knife. So you just didn't think.
Doing a play on the titles. I don't hear what you're saying.
What are you talking about? What are you saying? This movie is just like the original one, except that you didn't have Zuzu pedals.
What'd you call them?
Zuzu's pedals.
I have
That's Zazie Beetz.
Zazie Beetz.
That's it's a completely different person. Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Zuzu's pedals, man. From It's a Wonderful Life.
That is.
Remember?
I've never seen it.
That's what I was gonna say. I've never seen the movie.
Cut it out, dude. Stop playing, bro.
No, seriously. I've never seen the movie.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Don't be playing with me, dude. Come on. You know how I am about my Christmas movies, and I watch.
All I know is there's something about bells ringing and angels' wings, and then in some other movie they made a joke about every time a bell rings, a lesbian gets her wings. That's some famous. No, there was a movie that said that, and I was like, ha, It's a Wonderful Life. That's the only shit I know about It's a Wonderful Life.
Are you serious, dude? No, you guys are Yankees.
I've never seen the movie either.
Oh my gosh, no, cut it out, bro. This is like me and you guys trying to tell me about Titanic, right? This is like Titanic, right? But it's like reverse. How could you guys not have seen It's a Wonderful Life? That's what this whole movie's
it's on
about.
TV too damn much.
Right. Not as much since Ted Turner's bought it. It's not on as much as it used to be. When I was a kid growing up, it was like on every station all the time.
That's why I didn't watch it, because they said I had to watch it. They were trying to make me watch it, and so I wasn't. Nope.
Well, there's a reason why you should watch it. It's got Jimmy Stewart in it, man. I mean, the great Jimmy Stewart, bro. This guy's
what I heard about
actor.
Jimmy Stewart? You know
Nothing
what I heard
bad.
about Jimmy Stewart?
What?
We're not going to go into it here.
Oh, man. Don't tarnish the legacy. Not today. Yeah. Not today, Josh. You're not going to mess up none of my heroes today.
So after they find out it's the mayor, right? And the mayor also has this douchebag TikTok brother. A year goes by, right? And Winnie still misses her friend Kara and Kara's boyfriend. And it's Christmas again. And they get her this pink jumpsuit, right? And we find out that her aunts are the amazing, I can't remember her name. And I don't want to say just the person with the birthmark on her face from Influencer. Cassandra Nod.
Yep.
She was the partner to Catherine Isabel, who is in one of my favorite movies of all time that we have to pod, American Mary, and she's also in Ginger Snaps, and she is a legend, Catherine Isabel. Her partner is Miss Nod, Cassandra Nod, and it was like, and we did Influencer here on Cast of the Pod.
Yeah, we did. Good movie.
Yes.
It was.
And I did like the aunt's character. She was cool.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It was kind of funny because I thought about it when she opens up the gift. They're like, "Look, we got it for you. It's a workout suit because you need to work out." Oh. It kind of reminded me of the bunny suit from A Christmas Story.
Yes. And then they're like, go try it on. Go try it on.
You're
and
right.
It was like, she could try it on later.
It was like a pink velour. It's not halter. What do you call it when it's short and you can kind of see the mid?
Crop.
Is that the midriff?
Is that a crop top or something? I don't know, man. I'm not a fashion.
Like that,
yeah. That was. I didn't even catch that. I didn't catch that till just now when you guys said it, and that's pretty cool. I kind of like that. That's neat.
And she comes downstairs. She's like, "Here, fine. Look, I have the outfit on, and nobody's in the house except the aunt, and she's pouring her a drink, even though she's in high school. And she's like, "Where's everybody at?" They're like, "Your brother got a truck." And she's like, "What?" They go outside. Brother has a brand new GMC super level pack, whatever.
It was fire.
That made me mad.
Why?
Because she got a jumpsuit. He got a truck for Christmas.
Even if it would have been a little hoopty ass truck, it's still, she got a jumpsuit. He got a truck.
Well, first of all, let me explain to you why he got the truck. One, his dad told him because of work, because he was working with his dad.
He is the business partner. He is the older brother. You are correct.
Right. That's why he said he got that. So he probably wrote it off as a business expense.
True. And once you had to meet a certain weight limit of a vehicle so you can write it off, and that was a larger cab, heavier vehicle. Correct. Okay.
Okay. That's one reason. The second reason is because he almost lost his only son to some killer the other day.
And his daughter was the one who saved his only son.
And she almost got.
But it's not the same.
She lost her best friend.
It's not the same.
No, it's not the same thing. She deserves something more than a jumpsuit. I was upset. I was like, really?
Hey, her brother said she could drive it anytime she wanted to.
Well, because it was their.
Was he really gonna
their vehicles? Deb just watched this movie with Melissa McCarthy where she's a genie and she learns about quotations.
Hilarious movie.
And she's like she's talking for the longest time, just going like this. Look, it's little bunny foo-foo.
That's funny.
And Nardo, he's like, that's not how you use it. She's like, yeah, but I like this, so I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
You have to watch it. It's funny.
So she goes through depression and she's sad and she's not thinking about unaliving herself or anything like that. She just doesn't want to exist, though. You know what I mean? You can get down in the dumps and not want to do it yourself or get whatever, but feel like, maybe it's best that I'm not here. Well, and she's walking.
I don't know if she didn't feel like it was that she was not here. It was the fact that what was bothering her is that it seemed like nobody dealt with the situation that happened. You know, they never talked.
Everybody just moved on.
They just moved on. They never talked about it. It felt like nobody in the town ever dealt with the emotions, and she never seemed like she got the help that she needed to go through that, because obviously she was dealing with some very extreme things. You know, and it makes you kind of think also, why she was so cool with the old girl. And then let me stop.
I see what you're saying, because first she lost her best friend, and then she saved her brother, and then she also took a life. When, you take somebody's, I've never done it, but I'm sure. For somebody who that was the first time and you don't plan on doing it, I know it had to be done. That has to put some kind of wear on you.
Yeah, it really did.
It's a small town mentality where everybody. Justin Long was a very important person in that town. His family was the major business around there and was connected to everybody. And so they kind of just skimmed it over because it was like, oh shit. This was one of us. This was an important person. And let's just act like it never happened. And everybody hated him because he was a douchebagalo. And it made everything better for everybody else. But they didn't want to kind of admit that. So it was just like, ding dong, the witch is dead. Let's go. And they didn't realize how it hurt her. Everybody benefited for it so much that they didn't realize how much it was hurting her.
I could see both sides. You know, it sucked though because she was the one that was right more than anything else. You know, and I could also imagine it also that his son, because wasn't he her dad was still cool with him, wasn't he? In the both worlds, right?
Yeah.
Right, so that had to be pretty tough on him, realizing that guy tried to kill his own son. You know, and that's some pretty wild shit.
So, but as you do learn, though, her life got better. They go downtown, and the business that Justin Long had, his family's business, which was a funeral home business, went under, no pun intended. And the realty business that Winnie Carruthers' family had got bigger, and then the dad kind of stepped into the limelight, and he became the focal point of the town. Not yet mayor, like we're going to see Justin Long in the alternate universe. Spoiler alert. But and she gets confronted. She gets confronted by the dumb brother, the TikTok brother of Justin Long.
I hated him,
and he played his part well. His part well.
Yeah, he did. But he has no reason to be mad at her. No reason to be mad at her at all.
All she did was save herself and save her brother.
Right.
That was being trying to be killed by his brother.
Right.
But you have to see it. You have to see it in his point of view. That was his brother. There's a lot of people that will, for their own family, take their side over, even though they did something wrong. And like something really bad, they're still going to take their family side.
And not only did he lose his brother, he lost all his family's money, all his family's clout, and everything like that. But so we're barely like 15 minutes into the movie. We're at 48 minutes of the podcast.
It's not my fault, bro.
So she runs off. Right, and she's trying to tell everybody, "Fuck y'all! Y'all don't understand what I went through. This is what I went through, and y'all just blew it off like nothing." And she's running away. And this is when she says the words, as she's out on the boardwalk, looking at this strange, lower than it should be aurora borealis, the northern lights.
And the weird thing was that they've never saw it there
before
there,
which is kind of like what's going on in the real world now because of solar winds and the giant hole that's torn in our sun right now. Do you know about that? There is a hole that can fit 600 Earths in the hole of the sun.
This is one of the LED lights went out.
Anyway, so we're getting these crazy solar winds, and the aurora borealis is lower in our real world, and it's also lower in this movie. And she's looking up at it, and she's like, "Sometimes I wish I was never born." And then, boom,
and it happened.
It was like,
she's like, "What's going on? What is this?" And she's in an alternate dimension where she realized, and things are different. This is when it gets to Back to the Future 2. You know, when he kind of wakes up. And his mom's in the shadows, and the lights turn on, and then she's got these big tits, and then Donald Trump is his dad. And
what are you talking? Why do you keep talking about Back to the Future 2?
Because it's an alternate world where it's kind of the same, but it's not the same. Where you see what happens when the one thing changed, and that's the whole point of this movie. That they show the world where she doesn't exist. She was never born. She couldn't save her brother. So her brother died, and she didn't kill Justin Long. So this is a year later, and there's been 28 other murders, and they've already accepted that the angel just randomly kills every 3 weeks because Justin Long killed the grandfather. That was his first kill, and then he liked it, and then he took over, and everything's different. He created this huge mall in the middle of town, and he's now the mayor. And his brother's now the sheriff. And this is the new world. There's actually 3 worlds in here. I said 2, but there's 3 worlds in here. And you just see where they go to the party house, and instead of everybody drinking, now everybody's smoking meth.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
They look
went from
like
just chilling
zombies.
and partying and all that just to being zombies.
Yep.
And
I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Crazy.
This is so, ladies and gentlemen out there, and all my pod people, brothers and sisters out there that have all, I'm telling you this right now, you've all seen It's a Wonderful Life. These two people here, these two people right here have never seen this movie. So to them, this is like that's why they keep saying Back to the Future. But everybody knows that it's a Wonderful Life. Zuzu's paddles.
Hey,
Zuzu's paddles.
It can represent It's a Wonderful Life to you, but to us, it does Back to the Future too. And we have different point of views. It's okay.
Oh, that's what happened in It's a Wonderful Life. He wished he got mad because everything was all messed up and his life was going bad, and he actually, he wished that his life was never born, that he was never born, and he went back in time and he saw like when he went back to where he was at now, and the town was completely different, like it is now, and then everything, like people died. His brother died, because he drowned because he wasn't there to save him. Stuff like that. I mean,
I understand you're comparing it to the movie, but I will say again, It's a Wonderful Life was made in what, 1900, 1902, 1950s, 1960s, somewhere around there. Zazie Beetz was not born until 1991.
Who's Zazie Beetz?
Domino from whatchamacallit, Deadpool 2.
What does that got to do with anything?
You keep on saying Zazie Beetz.
No, Zuzu's pedals.
Bless you. I don't know.
Zuzu's pedals in his pocket because they were there because she came home
like
with
King
a cold.
Of the Hill pocket sand?
No, she came home with a cold, because she didn't cover up because she got a flower from school that day, and he had to tape the pedals to the. You guys are tripping, right?
Is that Orson Welles' Rosebud? No.
Oh my God, no!
I ain't seen that shit.
We gotta have, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta have an emergency pod watch party this weekend.
Needless to say, she finds this one weird kid, and she finds out, like, she goes to visit her dad, and it's not. He's like, Dad. He's like, who are you? And she's like, I'm here to see Jimmy. And he was like, Jimmy died last year. And she's like, what? Jimmy died? That's my brother. He's like, I only had one child and he's dead. Get out of here now. And blah, blah, blah. And things are horrible and the town's horrible. And she meets with the loner that everybody calls Weirdo, that they were calling back in her universe Weirdo. And then they end up being best friends, and Weirdo believes her, and they prove how they run into Justin Long, who's now the mayor, and he's alive. And he's like, oh, well, you saw the killer, huh? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, interesting. And she's like, well, he's the same height as you. And he's like, interesting. And then, yeah, because nobody all this time knew it was him. But if you notice, in this universe, every time he kills, he has a brand new suit, because every time he kills it, he gets splattered. Yeah, and looks like Rorschach from Watchmen with blood splatters on his costume. So he does get dirty in this universe.
There's also, this is one point. I'm gonna let this one go. There was a point in the movie when she was explaining to Weirdo what was going on, and she said, "Oh, so you be my George?" And right. And she was like, "Yeah, I'll be your George." And George is the character that was the angel that knew exactly what was going on with him, and It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart.
I thought George was the talking rabbit.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's what the angel's name was. His name was George. And
for those of y'all who don't know, I am not acting. I really have not seen It's a Wonderful Life, but I do know Jimmy Stewart was in another movie with another imaginary character called Harvey, which was a giant rabbit. And that's the joke that I'm referencing right now.
Right.
End scene.
And I have not seen the movie either.
This is insane!
I will watch it this week.
I haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life. I've seen clips of it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I will watch it this week sometime.
I will not.
Oh, you got to watch it in black and white. And let me tell you something. I'm a grown man, and sometimes I start getting a little choked up. when they make the toast at the end to George Bailey, the richest man in Bedford Falls.
I get choked up with toast too when it's too dry. There's no butter on it. A little crumbly.
Is it wheat bread or what do you use? Still using Wonder over there?
Man, I won't even say
What's wrong with Wonder?
Breakfast today because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
It was good though.
So
biscuits were good.
She goes to her dad. Finally, weirdos on her team. They go to talk to the dad, and they're like, "He's the killer. He's the killer." Right? Saying that Justin Long is like, my best friend. You're saying my best friend killed my son. And then as they're leaving, here comes a killer to kill him. Bam, 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 bam. And then this was good. This was really good. They set it up. They lure him out into the movie theater. And there's something with her boyfriend who was cheating on her, but he wasn't cheating on her, but he was cheating on her. And it's an alternate one in this universe. He finds out they're really a better match. And that's neither here nor there. But she has a broom. And as soon as she picked up the broom to swing it at the guy in the theater, I told Deborah, I was like, no. I said, if you're ever in that situation, don't be swinging that bristle ass part of the broom. Break the broom or just stab with the side that doesn't have the bristles on it. Right. And she breaks the broom in the movie and it's got the sharp end on it. And she's running away and she's running upstairs. And I told Deborah, I was like, stop and stab. And what does she do? She drops onto the ground and she holds the stick on the stair. Boom. And he runs right into the stick, stabs him. And I was like, okay, they're listening to the movie.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was a good kill.
Falls down, take off the mask. It's her dad.
Yes.
It wasn't Justin Long. Come to find out that after the son died, just the dad died inside. And Justin molded him and brought him into his cabal. And just... Yeah.
And the mom went crazy too.
The mom went crazy. She got a side pieces.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy, right? See, the guy was there. The guy was in the house with her, you know what I'm saying? And he was just getting, man, it was messed up. That house was really screwed up. That family,
the whole town kind of worships the angel killer, the Christmas killer, they call it. They even have an angel effigy up on top of the Christmas tree.
Like a treetop.
And I didn't think of him as an angel. That's what they call him, the angel, because he's all in white. Literally just think of Ghostface in white. Instead of a black shroud, it's a white shroud. Right? And after she kills him, then she kills Justin Long also, right?
She kills him. No, this is the part that gets really kind of hairy here.
She wishes again, yes.
Right, because she's trying to get back, home. You know what I'm saying? Because they figure it out and everything else like that, but it's not working. Because she goes back there and they realize that they got to take his ass out. So at this point, it starts getting into like what's that Stephen King movie with the freaking cloud in the sky?
Village of the Damned.
And it's
Tommy Knockers.
No, not Tommy Knockers. The one with the
fog?
Not the fog. The one
Sometimes
with
they come back.
Not that one either. It was the one he directed. We did a podcast on it.
Maximum Overdrive?
Right. When you saw like the cloud or something like that for the dust in the sky or something like that for the period of time.
The meteor, yeah.
For the meteor, right. So that's what you're seeing right there and there, right? So it's like she goes back there and I don't understand this part right here. The whole scene with the bodyguards, with him on stage, killing his brother, and all this, it made no sense at all. That was
because the universe changed again because she thought she was done. She thought she figured everything out. She made the wish, and the universe said, "Nope, you're not done." That's when it went. It went from a realistic world to an exaggerated movie world to a supernatural world. But that's why their eyes were glowing and they looked all Village of the Damned.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I didn't get that. I didn't understand that. That part right there to me threw me all off because it didn't make any sense at all. That whole fight scene, that whole ending of this movie made no sense at all. That was just
yes to a point. And then just showing he was flexing in this alternate universe where he was like, he tells his brother, I heard you did a transfer. You wanted to move away, right? And he stabs him in the neck, and then they dress him up as the angel, and they like kind of crucify him, hang him up like that, and then the blood's pouring out of the costume.
Right.
Yeah, that was kind of.
But why? Then these people right here, they're not afraid of the angel at all because they know who he is. It doesn't make any sense, dude. That didn't.
They're zombified. Just because it's the magic of the Aurora Borealis. I don't remember, and I'm sorry. How does she kill Justin Long? She stabs him, right? No.
I remember. Well, she threw him out there to the crowd, and they were beating his ass up.
I think it was Winnie.
The crowd tears him apart. That's right.
And then he comes back up, and then not Winnie, Weirdo is the one who I think she's the one who kills him.
And come to find out, it was the other way around. That's what happened. That's right. Weirdo was Bernie Smith, Jess McLeod, and Winnie says, it wasn't about me. I came here to help you. And so that's when it gets all cheesy, all like it wasn't a vengeance movie. It was a let's help the weirdo come out of her shell movie.
Because she had said that that day when it happened, she was about to unalive
herself. And so
she
the
didn't
whole point of this movie completely flips on its head, and it becomes about her. And then Winnie wakes up in her bed, and it's you were there, and you were there, and you were there, and Auntie M, and blah, 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 blah. And she runs around, and everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You got drunk last night because your brother got a truck, and everybody's alive, and everything's great. And then she's like, Weirdo.
And everything's at the
and she runs over to Weirdo's house, and then they start playing tonsil hockey. As soon as they see each other, they're like, you remember? I remember. Oh,
no. Made no sense at all. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe that's the reason why her friend who died, her and her were so close. Why she was so upset that she died. Yes, they were close.
Not saying there's nothing wrong with that. Not saying
nothing's wrong with that.
It completely made another right turn at Albuquerque in the story that you hadn't known all this time. It was that Deborah was telling me. How does she remember? That makes no sense. Why does she remember? Because it was about Weirdo.
Not her.
And her coming out of her shell. And because she came out of the shell, that's why Weirdo remembered. Which doesn't make sense why Winnie remembered.
No, it makes no sense. Right, we're just going to let this ride because they just said we're just going to end it on a happy note, okay? That's what they did. Yeah. They just said, let's just put a big ribbon on this and remember it's a Christmas movie. All Christmas movies don't have to make sense because there's Christmas magic involved in it. And there you go. Okay? It's just
it's Christmas magic.
This is what they did. They're like, how are we going to end this? Let's get the two girls to kiss. Magic.
Right.
That's what they did.
Because what, Josh? Who are magical?
It's the Pandaverse, man. It's the Pandaverse. They're pandering to us all. That's what this is. This is the Pandaverse.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I forgot what I told Deborah. I was like, remind me about it because they were going to use lesbian magic in this movie, and I completely forgot about it. And then we still worked our way to magic. And
what is that about?
There is nothing wrong with lesbian magic. I'm not saying that, but there was a joke that I was trying to lead to, and I can't remember.
So she's just gonna come back for Christmas.
Lesbians are magical.
She's just gonna come back home and just tell her
with the rainbow.
She's gonna tell her family like, "Hey, I'm out of the closet. Hey, how you doing? It's Christmas. Hey, how you doing?" And they're like, cool.
The important part. No, that's not the important part.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's what the joke
That's what's gonna happen that night. You know.
I really wish because I told Deborah I was like, lead me to it, and the punchline's gonna be and the magical lesbians, and I can't remember.
That's a joke.
Not in a derogatory or negative way or anything like that. It just, but like the whole movie, it's okay, but.
It was okay.
Man, I forgot the joke. Damn it, Deborah. We should have talked about it before the pod.
I forgot until right now we're talking about magic. And it's funny
because it still led to magic. And it led to them playing tonsil hockey out of nowhere, which is fine. Whatever.
See,
yeah.
I'm going to come out and say I really did enjoy the movie.
Yep.
And I just didn't like the ending.
Wait.
I don't have a problem. Hold on. Wait. I'm going to throw this out there because I was making the joke and whatever, and I don't want anybody to, like
get their tonsil hockey.
I don't like Deb anymore. Whatever. I have no problem with them now being a couple or them kissing. What I didn't like about the movie was that they remembered whoever, like that.
For any other reason, Winnie, like why did both of them remember? Only one of them should have remembered.
Yes.
Okay, I can accept that.
So if this was about Weirdo and not Winnie, even though she's the one who went to this dimension, this universe, why did Weirdo remember?
Right.
That's the only thing that I didn't like about the movie.
And then vice versa.
It's the Pander Stone.
No, it's not pandering. It's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's the Pander Stone. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's a new episode of South Park with the Pandaverse. And this is it, because they're pandering to everyone. That's the only thing, the reason why that indie even existed like that.
I don't see it as pandering, but that's neither here nor there. But Cobweb, I think something. What is that? Does anybody else hear it? I'm waiting for Cobweb to say, Josh, do you hear that?
No, is that the calculator of doom?
No, it's my Shih Tzu. He's snoring.
Oh, sorry. I used the vocoder for that, but I mean, it still got me a little choked up. All right. So for the 2023 awesome Tyler McIntyre movie, It's a Wonderful Knife, 1 hour, 27 minutes, rated R. Let me ask you, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
For any new listeners that went through this whole hour and 10 minutes of this, we have a 0 to 10 scale. 0 being the worst, 10 being the best. If you want to throw a 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, anything in there, you can do that. All right? 5 being aight, 10 being amazing, 0 being... Deb, you say you're going first?
Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
So, I really like this movie. Like I said, I love the costume of the killer. The jump scare that was in there was really good. The kills were really good. I don't think it's a perfect movie, so I didn't give it a 10. But I was about to give it a 9, but because of the ending, I give it an 8.5.
8.5. That's very respectable like. Cobweb, do you want to go next or shall I?
I got it, because this is so hard to really, I'm just throwing it out there. I gave it a 6. I thought that I agree with a lot of stuff that you guys said, but it was the fact that, because it was just a straight knockoff of It's a Wonderful Life, it's kind of hard to step into that, and saying like this, because you kind of like prejudging it and everything else like that, because it's such a classical movie, to be trying to redo and make it into a horror movie. And when you're doing something like that, you want it to be at a higher level. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going off a movie and you're saying, okay, I'm trying to redo Gremlins in a different light or something like that. You're redoing a classic Christmas movie and a concept of horror. So I think that they had like a great opportunity there, but I don't think that it seized like as much as it possibly could have. And it just kind of like, because of that, it just kind of made me upset with it, so. I mean, I would, if anybody want to watch it, I would say go right ahead. But for me, I'm going to give it a 6.
So you give it a 6. That brings it to a 14.5. I like the kills. I like the costume. I like the casting. I mean, I like the cinematography. I like the storytelling. It's got Catherine Isabel in it. Just the fact that American Mary is in the movie gives it points right there. I mean, just Catherine Isabel points should give me, I should be able to give this movie a 15. And that's not saying anything like, oh, she's hot or anything like that. No, it's just she played one of the characters for one of my favorite top 5 movies of all times. and whatever. But take her out of there. That way they don't get the extra points. I like the kills. I like the costume. I like the setup. I like the twist. I like how the movie changed throughout. And literally, I've got some blood in there with Justin Long there. And I'm going to give the movie a 9. So it's a 23.5 divided by 3. Here at Cast the Pod, we give the movie a 7.83.
And we round it up so it gets an 8.
No.
Yes.
No.
We do that with all the movies.
You guys can't.
I always round them up.
Let me tell you this right now. You guys cannot round this movie up until you see It's a Wonderful Life.
Nope.
No. You can't. You can't until you...
It's there. 7.8 gets rounded up. So we give it an 8. You know what? Don't make me change my 8.5 to a 9.
What? Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You guys are...
Don't get it. Don't get it going, bro. I just went to the IMDb page, and on our
and even with the pharmacist,
Cast the Pod IMDb page, I just marked us in there as an 8.
Are you serious right now?
I'm gonna start doing that as we record.
You putting this down as an 8?
Yep.
Yes, that's what it is.
Oh my goodness. You guys got it. Okay. Listen. This is what you guys got to do. You guys got popcorn at home?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys get some popcorn. Get those things that you guys like all the time. Those Frito pies or some shit. Make you a big Frito pie. Okay. I want you guys to do that. Get your drinks or whatever, something like that. Chill out. Get the fire going, blanket, whatever, and tonight, and watch It's a Wonderful Life. If you do anything this holiday season, that's the holiday movie you need to watch. You can't say that you watched a holiday movie if you can't say you haven't watched It's a Wonderful Life. There's a reason why this movie's a classic.
I didn't say I watch every holiday movie. I have my list of movies that I watch every year.
But how is it not on your list?
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Is there something out there in Texas you guys got against It's a Wonderful Life?
I don't have anything against it. I just never watched it.
I know a bunch of people down here that know about it, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
So our next movie that we're going to be potting about tomorrow is when we record it, but because we can't record next Monday, which will be Christmas Day, we're kind of back on the schedule right now, is Black Christmas, the 2019 film, starring Imogen Poots, Alyssa Shannon, and Lily Donahue?
Oh, yeah.
It's a group of female students is stalked by a stranger during their Christmas break. That is, until the young sorority pledges discover that the killer is part of an underground college conspiracy. Black Christmas. PG-13, an hour and 32 minutes. Yeah.
Another one by Deb. Deb, you are killing us this month, baby.
Yep.
The month of it.
So, might as well cut it here. We're already an hour and 15 minutes into it. Thank you, everybody that listened to us today. We appreciate you. Thank you for spending time with us. Once again, if you want to hit us up, you can hit us up on the social medias at Cast the Pod, or you can hit up Cobweb at Cobweb411, or you can hit me up at, I told you I was going to change accounts. I used to have the Old Married Gamer account. Now you can hit me up at Cheesy Bad Movies, because I'm doing cheesy bad movies, like a little solo pod, 5 minutes or less. And so I opened up the media account, Cheesy Bad Movies. Nobody's following me because I haven't put it out yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, and I've heard these movies are really cheesy.
Bad.
I'm talking like, what's that nasty, smelly cheese that they have? Liverwurst or whatever. Yeah, it's
I'm
like.
I'm saying now, I've only got 2 pods up on there, and the first one, it might be worth watching that movie, Killer Piñatas. The second movie I saw, Yule Log, don't watch it. Don't watch it. My 5-minute pod is much better than that whole damn ass movie. There's not one thing. Spoiler alert, I just spoiled my own pod. Cheesy Bad Movies.
Liverwurst sausage. Cheesy bad. Hoghead cheese bad.
Wrapped in wet bread dropped into the sink, and then you reach in to pull out the stopper in the sink, and then you grab the wet bread instead. You know, that bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't realize you left a tortilla on the plate, and it's stuck in between two plates like that, and it got wet, and then you go to separate it. That, yeah.
Yep. That bad, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, you know, everybody's got to be entertained, right? And that's what we're here for.
All right, y'all. So happy holidays.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy
Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
It was funny because we had that whole conversation. Did we record that conversation?
Yes, I think so.
And then what happens at work the very next day? Deborah gets a Happy Kwanzaa card.
Wait, before we go. That kid, that guy, that why was it in that show that I saw with the cooking challenge, right? And with the Kwanzaa theme, and they only had one black guy left on the show. And would you believe he did the worst in the Kwanzaa thing? He was horrible, but because everybody else was even worse than him, okay? It was bad.
Did he win?
No, he did not. He did not win. He did not win.
We didn't air that conversation then. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm just saying.
It was in the podcast last week's episode. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was.
It was. So.
Oh shit.
We did talk about it, but the video he's talking about is the one he sent in the group.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all. So thank you for your time. We always ask for that you hit up the Patreon and all that stuff and all that. But the most important thing is sharing your time, sharing your ears, and sharing the experience. We want to get y'all in here too. We want to communicate with y'all in the Cast of the Pod group on the social medias. We want to interact, and hopefully you do too. But thanks. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas from me,
Cobweb,
and Deb.
And thanks all. Until next time, you have been warned.
Bye, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.